We're here with George-Barris, king of the Kustomizers. George, how did you ever get the title king?
Well, it was very unusual. Actually, starting out as a young boy in his teens, I like to customize cars. I'm Greek. That means you got to have a hotel and a restaurant in Northern California. My parents gave my brother and I a hand-me-down 1925 Buick, which I was able to go down to the hardware store and the Woolworth 5 and Dime, bought some doorknobs, some foxtails, and I began to customize my car. So all the kids at school said, "Gee, that looks great, George. You're the king," because I had a wild-looking car. Well, it kind of grew from there. From after school, I would then got a little 32 Ford, and I started customizing. So from the 32 Fords, I went on then to get my 36 Ford with a wild-looking fadeaway fenders, and it just grew, and I kind of liked it better than the restaurant business. And I didn't want a paper route after school, so after school I started customizing cars for the guys at school. Going back to the years where we really pioneered hot rods and customs, that was way into the 40s, down into the 50s. We were able to really do some unique cars. My 41 Buick was the first one at Robert Peterson's Hot Rod Magazine show in 1948 at the Armory, and it was really all hot rods. And here I had a little lone 41 Buick with full fadeaway fenders and chopped with a Carson in the corner, and people just droned because they looked at this for the first time and said, "Well, gee, there's a car that looks different and is customized, and we can drive it. That means we can enjoy going around and going through the streets and going to different shows rather than a hot rod that you had to really tow." So that became a big facet, and then it just grew from there on.
Now you've done some cars that people know very well.
Well, fortunately, in the 50s, kind of started movies. Hot Rod Gang. My first one was High School Confidential with John Barrymore Jr. The 60s brought in television. The Munsters, the Monkees, the Beverly Hillbillies, of course, Batman, Green Hornets, Dick Tracy's.
How do you see the future within your industry?
We just finished a movie. As you see from this car right here, James Dean, who happens to have been a very big friend of mine because we raced together, and we did a movie called Race with Destiny, a Marty Rustum film. It will be released this year in 2,000 theaters in all the cineplexes all over the United States. And we have a young man with us that also doubled and played the part in the movie with Casper Van Dien, and he was the one that drove this automobile. The fellow's name is Will Hall. Where are you, Will? There he comes.
James Dean, glad to meet you.
Now, you gotta admit, he looks just like Dean, and he does the same thing. He studied Dean. In fact, you were born
before he died.
He was born the day before he died. Isn't that something? That just shows you how the cycle comes around, and it works to young fellows like this that are able to further their career and cars and his theatrical experiences.
That's perfect. Good luck for you. And George, I really appreciate it. We learned a lot, and we look for you down the road.
I appreciate it.